12 lesser known laws of karma that could change our lives. What is karma? Karma is a Sanskrit word for action. It's the equivalent of Newton's law: every action must have a reaction. When we think, speak, or act, we set in motion a force that will react accordingly. This returning force may be modified, changed, or suspended, but most people are unable to eliminate it. This law of cause and effect is not a punishment, but it happens entirely for the sake of education or learning. A person cannot avoid the consequences of his actions, but will only suffer if he himself has made the conditions ripe for his suffering. Ignorance of a law is not an excuse if the laws are universal or because of the behavior of the individual. To stop being afraid and start having power in the worlds of karma and reincarnation, according to what this article says, here is everything you need to know about karmic laws. Now, of course, us Christians do not believe in reincarnation. We have one life, and then the next life, the next existence will be in God's kingdom. Now, the great law: whatever you sow, you will reap, also known as the law of cause and effect. Everything we externalize in the universe returns to us. What if we want is happiness, peace, love, and friendship? Then we will be happy, full of peace, love, and a true friendship. 2 is the law of creation. Life does not just happen, it requires our participation. We are one with the universe, both inside and out. Everything that surrounds us gives us indications of our inner state. Be yourself, surround yourself with whatever you want to be present in your life. 3, the law of humility. What you refuse to accept will continue to bother you. If what we see is an enemy or someone with a trait that we find to be negative, then we ourselves are not focused on a higher level of existence. 4, the law of development. Wherever you go, you are there. To grow in the spirit, we are the ones who need to change, not the people, places, and things around us. The only fact we have in our life is ourselves, and it's the only factor that has control. When we change who and what we are in our heart, life follows our example and changes. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. Number 5 is the law of liability. Every time there is something wrong in my life, there is something wrong with me. We are the mirror of those around us, and what's around us is our mirror. This is a universal truth, and we must take responsibility for our lives. 6, the law of connection. Even if something we do seems insignificant, it's very important that it happens because everything in the universe is connected. Each step leads us to the next step, and so on and so forth. Someone has to do the initial work to get the job done. Neither the first nor the last step is more important, as both are needed to complete the project. Past, present, and future are all connected. 7, the law of catering and concentration. You cannot think of 2 things at once. When our focus is on spiritual values, it's impossible for us to have lower thoughts such as greed or anger. Number 8, the law of offer and hospitality. If you believe that something is true, then at some point in your life you will be called to prove this particular truth. Here we put into practice what we claim to have learned in real practice. Number 9, his law here and now. Looking back to examine what is happening prevents us from being completely in the here and now. Old thoughts, old patterns of behavior, old dreams, they prevent us from having new ones. Number 10, the law of chance. History repeats itself until we learn the lessons we need to change our course. 11, the law of patience and reward. All rewards require initial effort, and rewarding lasting values requires patience and perseverance. True joys True joy follows to do what we think to do, and the wait for the reward comes at the right time. 12. The law of significance and inspiration. You can get back something, quote unquote, whatever you have invested in it. The true value of this something is a direct result of the energy and intention placed in it. Every personal contribution is also a contribution to the whole. Lack of luster contribution has no effect on the whole, nor does it contribute to its reduction. Love contributions enliven and inspire the whole. This I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.